So I haven't done any like street photography style of photo shoots in a while, and today I thought it'd be perfect to do it using my new Sony A7RV, doing a little bit of POV and everything like that to take some photos here where I live, even though it's not the most ideal place for that, but still want to get a little bit creative today. Just do a little bit of a walk around with the camera and my 35 to 150. So we're first starting here, just trying to capture this guy that's at the end of this nice little kind of like dock area to just get ourselves warmed up. And look at that, got him a little bit smiling. Wanted to show it, kind of get into the group of it, but pretty cool to get a capture from all the way over here just because I can crop in a little bit extra. But I want to just go ahead and see what area I wanted to go ahead first, but I saw the reflection of here of the water, so I'm going to go ahead and simply just get some photos from this section. Hard to kind of tell whenever I kind of just bend down, but you get the idea of the imaging that I'm trying to get because I'm showing you the photos, and the reflection with it just made it really cool to be able to go ahead and take those photos and get a little bit of some action with the reflection, because to be honest, this area just wasn't that greatest. So I just want to get warmed up and try to get as creative as possible. Well, a lot of the street photography that I'll be doing might not be that street photography like, but just of things that I find interesting around here, because sometimes you got to find a boring town like myself and try to find how to make it interesting for yourself as a creative. Now we're just walking around the area because I want to try to find any symmetry or anything that can capture my eye, and I stumbled upon these little bit of umbrellas from the balcony of this apartment complex, and I like the colors a little bit, so I wanted to try to do something creative as much as possible. And I mean, it was an okay shot, it was great framing, try to add a little bit of the foreground, but it is what it is. But then I stumbled upon these little duckies over here that I wanted to try to capture a little bit of some photos of them because they were just chilling in the area, and it just made sense to go ahead and try to take some photos of them. Had this one little dude just chilling right there, so I decided to go ahead and get a little bit nice and low, try to take some photos of it and just have some fun, because I'm able to go ahead and crop in extra or shoot an APS-C mode like this one, even though it's just cropping in camera. As we made our way around the area of the woodlands kind of like lake that they have here, which is just a waterway section, my wife pointed out that there was a nice little bird over there, and I wanted to surprise you with this nice little angle of my face as I was taking a little bit of POV action, of course. But moving along, I wanted to kind of get a little bit closer to it just because I wasn't getting enough range with the 35 to 150. But of course, since I can crop in a little bit, you can get a little bit of that range. But the bird wasn't leaving. This little pole kind of sucked, so I wanted to go ahead and try to get closer to see if it would move just ever so slightly to a different section so that I can get rid of that pole that was just distracting as can be. And the bird listened to me, which was nice because now I was able to get a little bit more room with my shot to be able to get some good compression with it, but also be able to crop in a little bit further thanks to the extra megapixels of this camera. So it was nice to just get close for this bird to be captured ever so nicely, because sadly, as much as street photography goes around here, this is as good as it's gonna get because, well, there's more apparently birds than people. But yep. And as I make my way around the little bit of the pier here with the waterway section, I noticed how nice the symmetry of the trees with the water just looks so nicely. And I was actually going to try to take a photo of this girl just hanging out and about to try to be creative with it. But to be honest, with the area that we're at, it's a little bit awkward to try to do street photography because people kind of get a little bit weirded out, and I get it. So I went ahead and did the landscape shot because it just looked too nice. Nothing too crazy though, because there's not really much of clouds in a sense for like sun or anything, but got to keep walking around and try to get some creative shots of obstacles or objects or anything that's in between you. And we wanted to go with some abstract kind of look and some look through kind of shots, even though I didn't get too much of the surroundings of the object, but it worked out. But then as well, my wife wanted a photo of herself, so might as well just go and become the Instagram husband that I am and take some nice little portraits of her in a nice little location that we honestly always forget to take a photo of here. And now we're able to finally do it. Now we keep striving through and fighting through the boringness of our location, mainly due to the fact that a lot of people were just not walking around since the day of the week that we were, out here choosing to take photos of. Nobody was really out here, but I stumbled on this lady walking around with her groceries, and I kind of had to wait around for the composition that I was trying to kind of get, because there's not much of a foreground, there's not much of anything. So I wanted to see if I could get them between the lights here, but to be honest, I had to zoom in more just to get a little bit more of the detail shots of the person, because it just kind of made sense to get a little bit of those detail shots of her just walking all fashion like. But I decided to kind of move myself a little bit in front of this little light post to add a little bit of depth to the shot, and it helped out to get a little bit more of the framing. So nothing too bad, but I think it was just not as great as it could be. But you know, then we kind of found this little cart driving by, and I had to do a little bit of a slow shutter that I'm surprised I actually kind of got a decent one. So you know, you gotta take the wins whenever you can. And then we got little Jeffries coming around here, which is the ducks, because we call every duck that we see a Jeffrey, and you know, that's our thing. And little Jeffrey wanted to pose for a photo, so I said, say less, here's your shot, don't run away from me, because apparently you want to run away from me, but while I'm getting the nice autofocus for bird. And Jeffrey has been captured. Boom, there you go, there's your shot, because look at him go. And boom, just like that, another Jeffrey in the wild. And this Jeffrey was trying to eat whatever was in that grass, so I was gonna go get some photos of it, and I got a little cool one in mid-action bite. Look at that. Little Jeffrey attacking and being wild. So that was pretty much it for the Jeffries. I wanted to go ahead and move and try to find actual human people, because you know, I want to take photos of street photography style. So we were going to make our way back towards a little bit more towards the car where we started, just to see where the people were at walking and try to get something kind of creative, because that's the whole purpose of today. And there's people doing their things and everything, but I saw this little couple walking up the step, and it kind of looked like the girl was falling when I took the photo, which was kind of cool photo to take. Nothing creatively crazy, but a little bit of layering, so it was nice to have just to get something funny, because she looked like she was falling. But now that we're on the other side right here with this little kind of like object of the little circle kind of style, I want to try to shoot through it. There was a guy that was fishing out there, and I thought it would be a good, you know, kind of setup to have him fish and have him centered into the object itself, since you could shoot through it a little bit, and thought it would be kind of cool to do it. And it didn't turn out as bad as I thought it would. I mean, kind of nothing special, but I thought it was great still. Well, I'm back in the car because, to be honest, after kind of walking around a little bit, just awkwardness for me trying to take photos here in my area, because almost everybody is awkward about photos, you know, especially street photography style here where I live. It's very judgmental when it comes down to the people seeing you with a camera, seeing what you're up to and about, that in reality you can't get the genuine like interactions of people. And I got some photos, don't get me wrong, and I'm happy that I got to take some photos and everything, but it just got to the point where like I wasn't feeling the moment. I wasn't feeling inspired. I wasn't feeling creative. I was feeling more like I was having to force myself in the worst way possible, that it wasn't making me feel good about my creativity. And I honestly believe that you should know when to call it, to not kind of burn yourself out. And for me, it's a win, because I got to go out, do a little bit of walking to take some photos, get a little bit creative and do something for a little bit, whether it's a short video or whatever. When it comes down to this, I was at least able to go ahead and do something, which is the important part. It's a start, and that's how I view it with this, is getting myself slowly but surely feeling comfortable in my area again, mainly due to the fact that I'm used to going to other places where it's not like it matters who's there or anything, because I won't see them, and people more than likely are used to it because they're more touristy type of places. And right now, like obviously, like it's kind of a joke, but we kind of were like saw somebody that we didn't want to really kind of have to have like a talk, because there's somebody that they're not part of like our friend's life anymore. So it's kind of like that awkwardness that you don't want to like talk to them. So we just kind of had to avoid and try to figure out. And I just felt like we're like running away from it. So it's kind of funny, but it kind of took away from feeling comfortable to go create. And that's the ultimate thing. So for me, just went ahead, had some fun, still created something, just was out and about, used the A7RV and the 35-150, took some kind of street style photography kind of style of photos, was able to just get some, you know, warm-up shots and kind of something decent, at least for me. And I'll try out to do it more often, because I do want to bring back doing like POV street photography style of videos, even if it's my area, and try to do like challenges within it, so that I can kind of feel more inspired and creative as I go out and about to create these, and get comfortable with, I guess in a sense, the judgment of people, because here it's the South, you know, Texas, not really, they're, I guess, more about privacy, if you will, even though you're in public and there's no right to privacy where we live, even people will tell you, but you'll have incidents that you don't want to deal with, and it's not worth it. So that's one of the reasons why I kind of just wanted to ease my way into it. And you know, it is what it is for today, and I think it'll be good enough. But yeah, Let me know down below, what do you do when it comes down to situations that you feel awkward or just weird to try to take your photos or anything like that, and how do you overcome it? Because maybe it'll help me out in the long run to be able to do that in my area, since it's not really known for that, you know. So we'll see what happens. But with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, share this video with a friend. I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.